Hello everyone, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today I'm going to be doing a Patreon request for Orange. This is Zelda, Majora's Mask, Clocktown Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, and Final Hours. What a title. Before I get started on this one, just a quick little side note. I had another requester send me Majora's Mask before, and I did like a live reaction to it. I didn't film it. So that was actually my first experience with Majora's Mask, and I got a lot of information that day. And basically what I gathered was like, this is like the kind of the black sheep of the Zelda games. It's kind of very dark and different, and it has like its own identity. And some people rate it in their like top 2, maybe even their favorite game. So it's got a little bit of mystique behind it. I'm curious. And from what I heard, which were remixes by the way, this is my first time hearing an official song. I did get that kind of creepy vibe, so I'm expecting a little bit of a shift of what I normally know Zelda music to be, which isn't much, by the way. So just wanted to share that. So this is Majora's Mask, Clocktown Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, and Final Hours. I'm excited. Let's go. I don't know who composed this. I don't know if it's Koji Kondo or not. Music goes through, okay, so it's a couple of songs. It goes through the daytime, I guess. Okay, we'll have some context now. I'm guessing this would be the morning, because it sounds kind of... I'm not sure. But to me this sounds very Rise and Shine, so I don't know. Oh, okay. That's Day 1, I guess. Sounds very, like a town market. Shopping items, stuff like that. I actually don't know how this game plays. If this was an RPG or like action. I never played Zelda. Sorry. So far, it sounded very different from what I thought it was going to sound like. Oh, okay, Day 3, I guess. Same motif? Oh. But getting darker. Okay. Sounds like evening or... Oh man, that's like conflicting sounds. Sounds like nightmare inducing. It sounds like 2 different songs. Like it's literally just a song we just heard, unchanged with the synth chords in the minor key. Okay, well, this should be interesting now. Big change. And now you're dead. Now you're a zombie. I'm guessing this is final hours? Ooh. Sounds like wind. Ah. Is this like the end of the game, or is this just like a regular part of a city? Look at this image, by the way, too. That is a beautiful synthesizer, even though it sounds scary as hell. I like that. It's only left-sided. Kind of some Chrono Trigger vibes. This is uncomfortable. Well, that was different. That was a little adventure that we just went on. Well, typically I don't, look at any context or any information, but I couldn't help but scroll down on this video. If you saw me earlier, I was trying to look for the composer, which apparently might be Koji Kondo. But it says right here, which is funny because I thought something similar, but not exactly what this says, but I'll get to that. This says a combination of music from Clocktown during the 3-day sequence and the final hours of the game. Oh, notice the change in the tone of music between each transition to the next day. Oh, okay. So I was kind of close. In my head, I thought it was like kind of one day and just the different times of the day. For example, the first movement, I guess, sounded like morning. It was very jubilant. So I guess I was kind of like on the right track, but it was just instead of one day, it was the evolution of like the week, I guess. Because I kind of like, I don't know what happened, what made it go so south, but I mean, it definitely went from this jubilance and, let's get up, have our coffee, whatever. And then the second movement, what did I write? It was like a market town. So you're like out and about, you've left home. It's almost like daytime. The third one is when it kind of got really jarring because from the first to the second, it felt very kind of a natural progression, I guess. From the second to the third, it felt like just really obscure, because it was just the second day's melody with just minor chords playing over it or under it. And it was just kind of weird and it didn't sound good, obviously. Like, it wasn't meant to sound good, I guess. It was meant to sound like garbage, kind of, in a way. And I don't mean that in a bad way. And then the, I guess, final hours, which in my head was nighttime, I guess. Then that's when it just changed into an entirely different piece, I guess. I wouldn't even compare that to the third day, the second day, or the first. First and second I can see together. Second and third, obviously they're connected. Fourth just felt like a just deviation. And at this point, it's just, all hell breaks loose. Nothing but darkness, wind, ominous open void. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely see when I think final hours, I think like, you know, very much nighttime, the moon, dark trees, that kind of thing, like silhouettes everywhere. So it seemed to me that Koji like really had a fun time with this OST. It seems like because we're used to, well, I'm used to. Mind you, I've only heard like about 5 Zelda songs my entire life, and from what I've heard, and one song from Mario Odyssey, I think, whichever one Steam Gardens came from. You know, Koji has that kind of certain catchy, jubilant sound, but this was just like dun dun dun. You know, the producers were like, well, this game's spooky, so have fun. Bring out all the synthesizers and just be chaotic as you want. So in a way, I feel like he just kind of like let loose, because I would never think that was him. The second song maybe. The second song did sound like his style, but the rest, I've never experienced anything like that. So not only was that like a new experience for me, but I'm sure at the time, I can only imagine when this was new, how it made people feel. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that this game is probably split between the community. Actually, I take that back. Either I can almost be positive that when it came out, it was split. People were like, no, what the hell? And then people were like, yeah. But I can almost assume that even when stuff like that happens, years later, so in this case, 2022, that now it's kind of maybe had a resurgence of a following because, like, oh, it was the different one and it was the cool one. That's the vibe I get from this whole game. You know, maybe back then it was just kind of too jarring and weird, but now it's like an appreciation for like what it was. I don't know, but that's what I get because it's so different. At least it feels wise. This image is freaky. I noticed the purple of the font, so it's like it's obviously a clear Doom-esque, not the game, but like just actual Doom vibe here, and I kind of like it because I'm unaware of what's going to happen, and from what I have heard of the music so far, it's very different, especially for Nintendo. Yeah, I'm really curious. I really did like that we saw a shift through the days. I definitely felt the shift through one day, but I guess obviously it makes sense that it can go through a couple of days. But I guess I was on the right track, right? I just thought it was like morning to night. But I don't know if this game has the theme of time at all. In this song it does, but I don't know if the whole thing is like that, which would be funny if it is, because I did say that it kind of had like a Chrono Trigger vibe to it, which is obviously very time related. So I'm curious, let me know. I'm sure you guys will tell me everything about this game, your opinions, whether you hate it or love it. I don't know much Zelda, so I've only heard the songs that everyone knows, like Gerudo Valley and Song of Time, and just really popular songs, but all this other stuff is just totally foreign to me. So let me know your opinions on it, and I liked it. I thought it was cool. I like when songs do stuff like this, because to me it's more like a painting. You can draw different days or something like that. So this is kind of the equivalent of like an artistic piece. I like it. It's interesting. It's new. I hear songs every day, all day, so when something can change it up, it's a good day. Clock Town. Oh yeah. Clock Town? Maybe it does have to do with time. Maybe these answers were right in front of me and I was oblivious. 1 million views, by the way, on this. Not this video, the one I just checked out. That's a lot. So I know there's going to be opinions now. I'm excited. I'm excited for the comment section. If you want to make a request to me, you can request a VGM at my Patreon or my PayPal. All the info is in my description. Not necessary, but they guarantee that I will check out your song if you don't mind waiting. If you do not want to wait, there is the Platinum tier, which Orange here was a part of, and that expedites your requests to the top as well as your backlog too. A big shout out to Justin, Rogamog, Vincent, Jester, Kevin, Thomas, Moon Knight, Your Average Metalhead, and Orange for the request. Thanks to everyone who's watching this. Thanks to the Zelda fans. Thanks to the non-Zelda fans. My name is Jesse. Tell me more about this game. Have a nice day. Or night. Peace.